Change is inevitable. We see it in our children growing up through the years. We see it in the forest, we see it in the ocean, and we see it in our urban landscape, as well as in the growth of our national institutions, such as the Palau International Coral Reef Center. Fixed in the concept of respect, replenishment, and harmony, marine conservation has always been at the core of Palauan values and traditions. Our ancestors understood the importance of maintaining the intricate balance between people and nature, between an individual and the group, and between sacrificing the needs of today to meet the needs of tomorrow. In 1999, with vision in mind, tradition as a guide, and partnership as a tool, the Palau International Coral Reef Center was established, and in 2001, the center became fully operational. This new institution was to join other conservation agencies, both national and community-based, to manage the increasing threats to Palau's marine resources. In the last 2 decades since its establishment, the Palau International Coral Reef Center has endeavored to understand and to share this understanding of existing and new threats to Palau's marine environment. In addition to education and awareness activities, which include the annual Arts and Tides calendar, the tours at the Palau Aquarium, and school visits, to name a few, PICRC has also established a regular coral reef monitoring program to better track known threats to coral health, including increasing water temperature that leads to coral bleaching and increasing ocean acidification that can also weaken the coral reef system. Given the significant impact of sediments flowing into the ocean, several studies have been undertaken to measure and quantify the impacts of sedimentation to the marine environment. Studies on mangroves' capacity to trap sediments were also carried out and published. With an increased number of marine protected areas, or otherwise referred to as MPAs, established by state governments, PICRC expanded its monitoring program to include MPA sites and their respective non-protected reference sites. Adding these sites will help to determine differences between formally protected areas and non-protected areas. Furthermore, in addition to the biophysical underwater-related surveys, a socioeconomic component was added to the MPA monitoring program. This involved interviews with households in all the MPA states to obtain a more holistic review of the community's perception and the impact the MPAs may have on their livelihood. Moving forward, at the dawn of a new decade, PICRC is poised to take on yet another change, fulfilling its new role as the administrator of the Palau National Marine Sanctuary, or otherwise referred to as PNMS. In establishing a large-scale marine protected area, we continue to build upon our traditional role by setting aside threatened expanses of ocean space and closing them off to fishing and other destructive activities. The traditionally established bull by traditional chiefs to the legally designated nearshore MPAs by elected state government leaders, to the development of a cohesive protected areas network, to the implementation of the PNMS, Palau continues to protect its people by allowing the replenishment of its marine resources. Tradition means to respect. Tradition means to take care of. Tradition means to replenish. And tradition means people are provided for. Our ancestors managed our pristine resources through the concept of bud. Today, in our modern era, we have stayed true to our essence. As we continue to reach new frontiers, we will always be anchored by our traditions.